What's up, everyone? I don't know what the fuck it is lately, but I have been seeing more of this Illuminati shit around more and more. And it's not because I've been trying to find it or anything like that. It's just fucking popping up everywhere. And after my last video, which was about a month ago, I've had some interactions with some people, and I figured I'd just talk about it here. Why the fuck not? I decided not to get involved in the whole Coughlin and Thunderfoot drama, even though I kind of wanted to bring up some points, but I fucking just held my tongue and I didn't do it. So anyway, we'll do this the old way again. Very few edits, if any at all. But, so anyway, just a little quick one, because this fucks me up. My mother-in-law, she's a little, unhinged in certain ways. A good example is her son, my brother-in-law, sent her a website. And it was all about FEMA camps here in Columbus, Ohio. And she actually went out looking for these fucking FEMA camps. Now, she didn't read the whole site. He sent it to her on purpose. Because it was kind of like, if you guys saw that page around the beginning of April that said that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't going to play Tony Stark in Avengers 2 or any time after that. Instead, it was going to be a guy from Mad Men. I forget the guy's name. But, honestly, it looked legit. Because the guy who was supposedly going to play Iron Man actually did kind of look like Tony Stark. And the website actually said, please read the sources. Turns out, no, it's not fucking true. April Fool's joke. Same thing with this fucking site, except I don't think it was an April Fool's joke. I never actually saw the site. But the site, it actually said, this isn't fucking true. And it took her fucking weeks of going out, trying to find these fucking supposed FEMA camps, and then reading the rest of the site before she realized, oh, he was fucking with me, or essentially trolling her. So anyway, when it comes to her, my wife came home the other day. She was out buying flowers, because, since it's springtime, we kind of didn't get a spring here in Ohio. It just went from fucking cold, then it got warm, then cold. It was all fucked up this year. And it's going more towards summer. She wanted to buy some flowers. So she was going out to the store, and she happened to see her mom at one of the fucking bulk food stores. And her mom was buying a bunch of dog food. Now, normally you would think, since she has 3 dogs, she has a Basset Hound, some Chow Mix, and a really big fucking Newfoundland, she's just buying dog food to feed her fucking dogs. And my wife asks, oh, why are you buying dog food? Why are you buying that much? Oh, for when the dollar collapses. And when my wife told me that, I was like, what? She's like, I know. It's like, what the fuck are you talking? When the dollar collapses, people have been fucking saying that the dollar is going to collapse for fucking years now. Really, people need to stop fucking visiting these stupid ass sites like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. But the fucked up thing about her is that she's one of these ultra religious types who seems to believe shit that's not even in the Bible, but then again, she also cites shit from the Quran, which she says is, evil and all this shit. After 9/11, she was trying to tell me this shit, after we invaded Iraq, like, the Quran says, something like, a great eagle will rise and all this. I'm like, what are you talking about? The war in Iraq. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, so what the fuck are you talking about? And she don't believe the fucking Quran, so why even cite it? Which that shit's gonna come up later anyway. Sorry. Just wanted to polish that one off real quick. But, so anyway, like I said, I'm seeing more and more of this fucking shit. And like I said, I'm not even going out looking for it. A good example is a friend of mine on here, Greg. He's had a few channel names. I first met him, or not met him, but, came across him on his One God, One Jesus channel, which is sadly now defunct because he took it down because he didn't want to do the videos anymore. If they weren't getting views, he was just getting a lot of hate, which he didn't give a fuck. But now he has channels like Greg's Kitchen, Greg the Gardener, Mr. Stripey Head, Gay Greggy. He probably has about 20 others that, he's working on. But anyway, on his Mr. Stripey Head channel, because he hadn't done a video in a long time, he made a video, I believe it's called, something along the lines of, people that believe in chemtrails are fucking idiots, like the world's dumbest people, something like that. And apparently he was just trying to piss people off, which it fucking succeeded with some of these fucking dickheads. And he explained how chemtrails happen, And he was just saying the people that believe it are the dumbest people on the planet, which, is arguable. I don't think they're the dumbest fucking people on the planet. They're pretty fucking stupid, don't get me wrong. I mean, to believe that shit, even though there's an explanation for it, because I heard this back in the day. Some people come to me like chemtrails, like that's some new discovery. No, I heard this shit back in like the fucking 90s, when people were saying, how come, the exhaust clouds are always in X patterns? Whatever. It's fucking stupid. So, he was going on, and a user, I believe I'm getting the name right, Woden20, decided to make a comment like, oh, I thought you were a rebel, and, I'm unsubscribing and all this shit. So, I'm like, okay, I don't think he really gives a fuck if you unsubscribe. There's plenty of other fucking people that came from. And I love when people, they act like, that's an argument. I'm unsubscribing. Okay. Feel fucking free to do so. If you have no argument, you don't want to fucking stick around and find out if possibly he's fucking with you. Maybe he does believe in chemtrails. Maybe he does. Maybe he's just trolling you. How do you fucking know? Well, you don't. But your fucking argument is to basically say, you're an asshole, and then run away from the fucking argument. Well, you're pathetic. So, I said, I don't think he really gives a fuck. So then we got into it. And, he was trying to say, well, I thought Greg was a rebel and all this shit. So, to be a rebel, you have to believe that the fucking status quo, the government, everyone is conspiring to do this shit to fuck us up. And one of the things that he said that just really fucked me up was that he said that he would never disrespect anyone for their opinion, which is complete and utter fucking bullshit because he did it fucking later. Like, he tried to tell me that I just believe everything that's on the fucking news. I believe everything that's... I just swallow everything, hook, line, and sinker, because whatever the major news says. Even though I've had to bring up to these fucking idiots, it's not just conspiracy theories with this shit either. It's a lot of right-wingers, sometimes left-wingers when I get into it with them. Oh, you just believe this. Actually, no, I don't. And I usually don't watch major news unless there's something really big happening. But for the most part, there always is somewhat of a bias. But then again, most of the news sources are pretty fucking reliable. But we'll just say, for sake of argument, I think that the news sources are accurate, trustworthy, and reliable. What if that is my belief? Why use that against me? Why use that as an argument? Why disrespect me because I believe that? So it's fucking hypocrisy on his part. But then again, this dickhead was early in the fucking conversation or debate, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He tried to tell me like, oh, I'm a retired engineer, so I'm loaded. Now, I don't know if that's his attempt at, some kind of argument from authority or something like that, because I have no fucking idea why he would bring that up. Why the fuck does that matter? There are fucking rich people who are stupid, who are completely fucking stupid. I mean, George Bush is rich, and he's fucking stupid. All the Scientologist celebrities. I'm sorry, but if you believe this shit, you really believe it, you're fucking stupid. If you really believe all that shit, that, this galactic fucking confederation, it had been around for 1 trillion fucking years, even though it's like, well, you would have to take into account, things evolving and space travel and all of this for 1 trillion fucking years. You actually believe that? Well, you're a fucking moron. But, and I have no fucking idea where he's going with that. But the thing is, what do you mean you're loaded? Loaded? Really? When I think of people being loaded, I'm thinking of people like Bill Gates, Mitt Romney. These people are fucking loaded. When Mitt Romney is paying to have a fucking elevator installed in his fucking garage, which, why the hell you need a fucking elevator? Oh, you have that many fucking cars? Why do you need that much shit? At least in the case of Bill Gates, he does a lot of humanitarian work. Some people might say, Mitt Romney does too. No, he fucking sponsors, like, missions and shit, which that's not really doing anything. Why don't you actually give them money to actually have shit? Don't just give them fucking Bibles or the fucking Book of Mormon or something like that. Actually help people. Give them food. Give them fucking cures for illnesses that are easily fucking prevented. But anyway, then again, with Bill Gates, I think I've mentioned this before, and if I repeat any of the shit I've said before, I apologize. I do have some new subscribers since my last video, so maybe some of you guys haven't seen my last videos about this. But anyway, some dickhead said to me that Bill Gates is actually sponsoring population reduction with all of his, his charities and shit. Which blows my fucking mind. It's like, really? Trying to make people live longer by, going for cures and shit like that? Oh yeah, that's population reduction. Or, giving them condoms. You know what? In certain areas, yes, there needs to be a fucking reduction in the population. If there's not enough food, you have too many fucking people. Start scaling it back some. Don't just fuck for the sake of fucking. Or if you have access to birth control, any kind of fucking birth control, use it. That's not population reduction. That's being fucking smart. That's like, a small town having one fucking store. It's like, no, you need more than that. Not everyone is going to be able to get a job at that fucking store. So it's best to kind of have a balance. Do you have enough food? No. Okay, well, we should stop having fucking kids, no matter what the Bible fucking says, because that's sometimes, the replenishment movement, where they think, well, what the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. Okay, that's when the earth had, very few people, according to the Bible. So it's a little fucking different, it's context. Anyway, but then again, if you bring up that kind of shit, you can all say, well, what about stoning unruly children? Or, the way to identify slaves and how much you can sell them for, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, beyond that. So this dickhead, he's just going at it with me. He's, and all of his fucking points are stupid. He keeps on harping on this goddamn point of, why would you disrespect someone for having a different opinion? And the thing is, if you say your opinion is fact, and it's not, like creationists, I'm sorry, but the thing is, their opinion, they're trying to force as fucking fact. And I know some people might try to say against me, don't you do that with evolution? Well, not really, because I'm not a fucking expert on evolution at all. At fucking all. I have a basic idea of what it is, and that's pretty much it. When you compare my knowledge to, the real fucking experts, I know fuck all. So I don't say, no, this I say, yeah, well, the evidence all points to this. Even if it were disproven tomorrow, the fucking facts would still fit. All the evidence would still fit. It makes sense. So, the fact of the matter is, some opinions are fucking stupid. Some people really think that there are, mythical fucking creatures, at some time in Earth's history. Which, no, I'm sorry, there weren't, okay? Maybe we had some stuff that was misconstrued as that. I mean, fuck, if you guys didn't know this is a little bit of trivia I thought was interesting. When people talk about mermaids, do you guys know what the animal was? And you guys can pause it or whatever, after I ask, and type your answer, just to see if you're right. The animal that actually influenced and inspired sailors to talk about mermaids, do you know what that animal was? I'll give you a second. Manatees. Which shows me you've got to be fucking hard up for some fucking sex. If you look at a manatee god damn, I would be all over that. So it's fucking stupid. But anyway. So, we're just going back and forth, and I start noticing that other people are calling him out on his bullshit as well. And he tries to play what he thinks is his fucking trump card. Besides, him being loaded and, oh, I'm enjoying a fucking cup of tea and doing this. Great. Okay, good for you. So what? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? But basically what he perceives as his trump card is Building 7. During 9/11. He's like, how do you explain that? How do you explain it? Okay. And I didn't have to explain it because the thing is, you can look this shit up. Now, you do have, in all honesty, you have to sift through a lot of bullshit. Because the internet's full of fucking crazy-ass people. Because that's, sadly, a lot of the people that were on the early internet were fucking morons. They just, spread around bullshit. You had people like Alex Jones, who was not going to be, on fucking normal radio. Because people aren't going to fucking listen to him. So you go to the internet. But, I say, hey, you can find that information easily. And for those of you who are too fucking lazy, and it makes sense, if you fucking look at the shit. One of the nearby buildings actually was struck, was giving off a lot of fucking debris, flaming debris, because there's a lot of shit catching on fire. Paper and that kind of shit catches on fire pretty fucking easily. It's kindling, basically. And it fucking hit Building 7, and Building 7 started to fucking catch on fire. And there was some kind of fault in their sprinkler system, apparently, multiple levels being on fire like that, sprinkler system wasn't gonna work that fucking well. They probably didn't intend on it being fucking hit by a lot of fucking flaming debris on multiple levels. And what happened was, it started to bulge. The side started to bulge, which a lot of firefighters said, that motherfucker is going to collapse. It's unstable. Apparently a building bulging like that means that the building's unstable. And it fucking collapsed eventually. It became so fucking unstable because it was a smaller building, and it collapsed. Easy enough. Or so you would think. And I said, it's easily fucking found. Now, what did this dickhead do? He didn't give me some fucking, bullshit straw man or, conspiracy theorist answer like, oh, you can't. No, what did he say? And I wish I were fucking making this shit up. He said that he saw footage of a woman that was talking, and in the background, Building 7 was still up, even though she said it had collapsed. And I asked, source? That's pretty much all you have to do. Just a single fucking word answer and a question mark. Source? There you go. And what did he say? He didn't say, well, it was there, but, I can't find it. Nothing like that. Nothing. I mean, because sometimes you will say something and unfortunately you cannot find it anymore. I've done that before. And sometimes it's like, well, I'll try to link this in the description to say what I'm talking, but it's not like a real source. It's like, well, here's a video I was talking about, but unfortunately I can't find it. Nothing like that. No, what did he say? He saw it. He fucking saw it. So this guy who's saying that he's a skeptic and he's a fucking rebel and he seeks the truth doesn't even see his own fucking logical fallacies, but that's all these fuckers bring up. Logical fallacies. So what does he do? Oh, I saw it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't give a fuck what you claim you've seen. Because there are people that have seen all kinds of shit. I mean, fuck, one of my cousins, she, to this fucking day, and she is 4 years older than me, so she's about 32. She says, to this fucking day, and I am not making this shit up, that she saw the Tooth Fairy when she was a kid. And she's not fucking around. But then again, she is a fucking conspiracy theorist lunatic as well. It's kind of sad that. But she says that to this fucking day. She saw the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy is actually fucking real. So isn't it possible that your eyes fucking deceive you? Or maybe the woman, because during that day, there was a lot of fucking weird shit going on. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. I remember that fucking day. I mean, it was over fucking 10 years ago, but I still remember it. So maybe she said that, even though the building was going to collapse, or maybe she said it was going to collapse because the firefighter said it's going to fucking collapse. It's bulging. That's unstable. That's the way it is. But then again, with this whole fucking scenario, it's like, okay, what, did someone set these charges? Was there supposed to be another plane that was going to hit that? Because they never have answers. Once you ask them these hard fucking questions, they fucking buckle like a belt. They have nothing. It's like, okay, so they set these charges, because apparently 9/11, that was all controlled demolition, even though you can see planes hitting it. Why do that? Why have all that? Why not just say they set fucking bombs? They set all these fucking charges. Well, how they do that? I don't know. They, took planes and crashed them in, right? What about Building 7? What do they have to fucking say? So someone had his fucking finger on the trigger, like, it's gonna happen, the plane's gonna hit it, and I'm gonna fucking push the button. And he got a little fucking overzealous and hit the fucking button. What the fuck? Really? This is what you have. And I just basically told him, like, you're a fucking waste of time. You really are. You have nothing. You use fucking logical fallacies. You have no evidence to back you up. And everything you're saying here is bullshit. And it's total fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. And then, he put some fucking shitty comment. And I was fucking done. I wasn't going to fucking please him because that's what he fucking wants. He wants to try to act like he knows something. Because he's loaded and he was an engineer. Which the fucked up thing about that, he didn't try to, like, cite any kind of papers. Like, I was an engineer and a friend of mine or myself, whoever, we determined that that could not have happened. Because supposedly there are papers like that out there, but it's being blocked. But, right. Can you cite this? Because you can even go to the fucking dark net, which is basically the internet within the fucking internet. You just have to have the right fucking way to get it. Can they cite any of these fucking papers? No. Oh, well, let me guess. The Illuminati would take it down. Fucking idiot. Now, after that, I was done with that fucking video because I knew from the thumbs down there were going to be some fucking morons on there because that's what always fucking happens. Now, on my last video, the Illuminati's Bullshit 4, I got into a comment exchange with someone, and I don't remember everything, And I apologize if I might be fucking this up. If the person who's watching, I forget their fucking name, and I really don't give a fuck. But maybe some of this stuff is from another conversation, but nonetheless, it still applies to this whole fucking notion. But he basically said that he thinks that I'm a Freemason. I mean, that I'm part of the Illuminati. He thinks I'm a Freemason. Oh, wait, no, sorry. He didn't say he thinks that. He believes that. Because I called him out on that. And I said, why would you even think that? And we got into it about that for a little bit. And then, in all fairness to him, he apologized. He's like, okay, I shouldn't have fucking said that. Because I said, that's not even a fucking argument. That's like when the fucking white nationalists say, oh, I think you're Jewish. Okay, well, I'm not. And even if I were, I'm a fucking atheist, so that means I'm a non-practicing Jew. So what the fuck would that have to do with anything? Okay, so through accident of birth, if I were Jewish, I'm Jewish. So what the fuck does that have to do with anything? So you're saying someone who doesn't really give a fuck about Israel, like, yeah, I think they have a right to exist, but they do fucked up shit. Palestine does fucked up shit. I really don't fucking care. I think both of them are fucked up. There is a fucking gray area in case anyone tries to get pissed off at me about that. And I'm not fighting for, Jewish causes and all this. So what the fuck, what are you talking about? And the thing about the Freemasons is, even a conspiracy theorist I knew back in the day, if you guys have been around, or you watch my other Illuminati's bullshit videos, the guy who found the fucking weed in his pocket, it was from a few years ago, and he smoked it, and he got these memories back because the government stole his memories and all this fucking bullshit. This guy. I was asking him, and this is back when I still believed in all this bullshit, about the fucking Freemasons. And you know what he said? The Freemasons, they're on their fucking way out. They mean nothing. Because you can basically just pay your way into being a fucking Freemason. They're accepting all kinds of people, even though they weren't really big on a whole lot of, different minorities. It's pretty much like waspy motherfuckers. So he even said that. So what the fuck does this have to do with anything? So we're going back and forth, and I believe it was this guy. This is one of the points. I'm not sure if he said or not, but someone did say this. Like, I noticed on one of your other videos that you said that before you were a Satanist, and, now you're just a straight-up atheist. Yeah? So fucking what? I didn't believe in God before I considered myself a Satanist. Even during the time I was a fucking Satanist, I was an atheist, because it's an atheistic fucking, it's a cult. I mean, that's what it is. A cult's just a small religion. It's an atheistic fucking religion. And then when it didn't really gel, it didn't really... I couldn't reconcile it with my fucking belief system, I guess I should say. I'm just like, no, I can't believe this. I still don't believe in God. I believe in certain tenets of Satanism. And I'll kind of touch on that probably later on. So the fact is... yeah, it's like, why are you even bringing this up? I brought this up for a fucking reason in the video, which there was context. So you either didn't fucking pay attention to what the context was, or you just heard, Satanist, now I'm an atheist, here's what, oh, okay, so you used to be a Satanist, so you're an atheist. But, and again, here's another point, and I should have checked this shit before I did the video, so I apologize to you guys who are actually fucking watching this to be fucking entertained, but someone tried to bring up my fucking avatar, and a lot of people have asked me, not really lately, people don't really seem to give a fuck anymore, but a lot of people have asked about my avatar. Now, someone said, and I believe it's this guy, like, oh, actually, now that I'm thinking, maybe it's someone else, but who gives a fuck? Like, oh, isn't that, that's just telling what your avatar is, a sword going through the earth, plunging it into this, and, gutting it. No, the fucking symbol is from Star Trek. I thought it was cool. It's from my favorite episode of the original series and my favorite episode of Enterprise, and I thought it was just a cool fucking, what if scenario. It was really cool, and I like the symbol. I use it for a lot of shit. It's pretty much my avatar everywhere. But anyway, so me and this guy, we're getting into it back and forth. He's just bringing up the same old tired bullshit I've heard over and over and over and over again. As if they're... And this is the thing that fucks me up. They act like... And even... I tell these motherfuckers. I tell them. I used to believe in this shit. I used to think the Illuminati was real. That the governments of the world are conspiring against us. And I believe this shit. I went onto these sites and I talked to people about it. I had friends in real life who believe this, and we would discuss it. They don't fucking care. They don't care at all. Like, oh no, that means nothing. So later in the conversation, because since then, since I think it was the last comment, so I'm like, I shouldn't have, said you are a fucking Freemason or a member of the Illuminati. I haven't read this fucker's comments, because why do I give a fuck? It's not going to be anything. He's going to disprove anything? I guarantee you, he's not. Why bother? And maybe that's fucking dishonesty on my part, but then again, after this video, I know I'm just going to fucking feel the urge to go read his comments, or probably reply, but whatever. But he brought up, of all fucking things to bring up, because obviously this guy did not go back, even though it's called The Illuminati is Bullshit 4. As in, there's 3 other fucking parts. I guess you can say 4, which, is, the one is just a minute of me taking the piss out of these motherfuckers who believed in 2012. Which it's funny because, I'll just touch on this for a second. I love how a lot of these Illuminati conspiracy theorist dickheads thought that 2012, something was going to happen. It was going to happen. And nothing happened. Like Cat Williams, that fucking comedian, which nothing he's ever said has made me laugh. But anyway, he was bitching about atheists, and I haven't seen the whole comedy special, but he was bitching about atheists. Like, y'all don't believe nothing. Something's going to happen in 2012. Okay, well, nothing happened. Obama got reelected, okay, and then what? But anyway, he brought up music. He asked, why do rappers talk about the Illuminati? Now, the nature of the beast when it comes to music is that genres, especially rap and rock, a lot of smaller genres are still underground. And a lot of these underground bands and rappers, they have people who are, for lack of a better word, fucking insane. Or words, I should say. So, the thing is, are mainstream people talking about it? No, not really. They're not. So Tupac believed it. Well, from the research I've done, he didn't. And even if that were the case, who fucking cares? Now, there's a few things with music I want to talk about. Because one thing people have tried to bring up to me is, why do you think music is so shitty these days? First off, that's subjective. It's completely fucking subjective. Shit that was popular back in the 70s, it may still be popular now, but a lot of times it's not. I mean, fuck Jimi Hendrix. People can cite him even though, technically he was a one-hit wonder. He had one fucking hit. And what was that hit? It's a song that most people know, All Along the Watchtower. It was a cover of a Bob Dylan song, but people can cite Jimi Hendrix. He didn't really have hits. He had the one. And other fucking bands, they were fucking huge. Leif Garrett. Do people really care about him anymore? No. So the thing is, it's completely fucking subjective. And people that I've talked, older people that grew up in the 70s, they'll say, yeah, a lot of the popular music fucking sucked. So who fucking cares? This is stupid. Like when people, well, what about Lady Gaga? The Illuminati, made her popular. Okay, do you know anyone that likes Lady Gaga? Well, yeah. Okay then. Maybe people are buying her fucking record. Records. Maybe people, the record companies, they look at her and say, we can sell that. Katy Perry, her music fucking sucks. Firework is one of the dumbest fucking songs I've ever heard. The lyrics suck, her voice sucks, the music is fucking stupid, but people like it. It was a fucking hit. Why is this that, people, they just cannot wrap their minds around the fact that maybe the majority just fucking likes it. It's the same with a lot of my liberal friends who actually thought that George Bush actually rigged both elections. Now, the first election in 2000 is kind of debatable. Al Gore technically got more votes, but George Bush won. That's neither here nor there. But the second time, he beat John Kerry. But some of my liberal friends, no, John Kerry won. No, he didn't. I'm sorry, he didn't. The majority voted for George Bush. It's the same with these fucking assholes on the right who think that Obama rigged the election. No, it is just possible that the majority disagreed with you. Isn't it? So that's a completely fucking stupid point. But the thing is, they also want to try to bring up, that's why these bands aren't popular. It's because, they're speaking the truth, or they're just not good enough, or maybe they're good enough, and just the record companies didn't sign it. In fact, I heard something back in the day that the number of bands who were signed and then immediately dropped slightly outnumbered the bands who were never fucking signed at all. So, yeah, it's a fucking non-point. But then again, speaking of music, a while back, a friend of mine said that since I like cheesy 80s and 90s shit, I should check out the video for Alive by the band Goldfrapp. And I watched it. Not the best song I've ever heard. Not the worst. I mean, I can listen to it. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this. You can tell it's definitely 80s influence. I'm fine with it. Watch the video. Okay. Kind of a funny video. It's fun. You can tell it's just meant to be kitschy and shit. And so I go down to the comment section, which is something I do just out of habit. And the top 2 comments are people who are taking the piss out of these conspiracy theorists. Talk about how, oh yeah, it's all Illuminati shit. That's all it is. Pentagrams. So I see a comment from someone, and it's just like, this is fucking stupid. Someone's basically, they're just to prove their case. They say, Antichrist, Freemasons, this. Right, that fucking proves your case. So I call them out. Like, you realize that the Antichrist isn't in the Bible, right? Because I've mentioned this so many fucking times. Like, it's not in the Bible. Some people, yes it is. Give me the fucking passage. I've never been given the fucking passage. And some people, they try to twist things like, well, it talks about a great beast. Is that talking about a fucking one world government? Well, no. Okay, then. Shut the fuck up. It's a non-fucking point. So this motherfucker asked me, well, how do you know your Bible hasn't been changed by these people? Which is gonna come up. Believe me. And I said, my Bible? I'm a fucking atheist. I don't believe in that shit. So he gets on the, oh, so I must just be talking to a wall. And, he's calling me stupid, like, I don't understand things. And it's like, I don't understand you because of your lack of, English grammar. Turns out the motherfucker, English isn't his first language, so I kind of felt bad about that. But, that's the nature of the fucking beast here on the internet. But we're going back and forth. And he's talking about this shit like, no, this is going to happen and all this. But then he brings up the Quran. Which, if you're going to cite the Antichrist, you're going to say it's in the Quran? And I said, Muhammad didn't think that Christ was the Son of God, right? Well, it's in there. Oh, I bet it is. Can you cite it? No, probably not. But then again, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? The Quran? Okay, if the Bible could have been changed, why not the Quran? But then again, this motherfucker, because he's one of these people who actually believes all this shit, like, it's been prophesied, and all this. He said that, I wish I were making this shit up, that Muslims are starting to believe in God because of this shit. Yeah. Okay. Even though, I guess this fucking, because he's trying to tell me, like, I've never read the Quran. I have. Well, most of it. And I've read the Bible, too. And he's trying to say that I've never read it, I don't understand, but he's trying to say, that they're starting to believe in God, even though apparently he doesn't fucking understand that the Jews, Christians, and Muslims all share the same fucking God. The same source God, I guess you can say. The Abrahamic God. The same fucking one. They just kind of branched off. They evolved, if you will. And then later on in the conversation, he's trying to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And then later in that comment, because it was a short comment, said, we're talking about opinions, because of course it devolved into a fucking religious debate, which I wasn't trying to fucking say it was. I just said, hey, can you prove any of this? Can you prove that God exists? No, okay, if you can't prove this, you cannot use it. If you cannot cite something, then why the fuck should I believe you? And why are you out here talking about this? It's opinion, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, then tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me. Cite something. Say, okay, here is the passage in the Quran that talks about the Antichrist. Antichrist, I should say. Not some fucking bullshit Revelations, because that's something that's always brought up with, have you read Revelations? Yeah. And you don't believe this? No. Well, number one, I don't believe the Bible, but even if I did, because believing in the Bible is one fucking thing, but believing in shit that is supposedly prophesized by outside sources, okay, who the fuck are they? And you just believe them? You know, really? But then other people you dismiss offhand, because a lot of these fuckers, they dismiss Harold Campbell. Like, oh no, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Really? Why dismiss him? But then all these other fuckers, you believe. You know, it's just... Conspiracy theorists are some of the fucking worst people to have any kind of discussion with. Because their mind has been made up. Because what they do is they say, the government's behind this. You know, Alex Jones, like all this shit, like in Oklahoma with the fucking tornado. The government did that. With weather control devices. Okay, so he believed that already. Same thing with Sandy Hook, all these other fucking massacres. The government's behind it. So instead of providing sources for that, they say, this is the conclusion. Here are the facts to back it up later. They don't say, okay, well, some bad shit happened. So, fuck. Okay, well, what do we know? We know this and this and this. You know, it's, you know, like any theory, you know, it should be, you know, the Big Bang Theory. Because some people say, well, no one observed it. Okay, that's not the fucking observation. The observation is the universe exists. So, let's look for evidence as to why it exists. Not, you know, God made everything. Here is proof to say it. Or the universe always existed. Here's proof for that. You know, it's fucking pathetic. And why I waste my fucking time on these dickheads is beyond me. I just must be a masochist. And in fact, some shit in my personal life kind of shows that I kind of am. I guess that's just me. That's my fucking lot in life. You know, I get into it with fucking morons. I don't know. I feel the fucking need to call these fucking idiots out. But for some reason, they're just coming out of the fucking woodwork like fucking roaches. So anyway, I've gone on way too fucking long. It's another long video. So for people who, you know, stuck around, I appreciate that. It seems like a lot of people seem to say they enjoy my fucking long videos. And I really do hope to get back into, you know, making videos, you know, about every week, maybe every 2 weeks. So, and I'm working on some other shit. So, anyway, before I fucking have a fucking brain aneurysm, this is Bad 5, and I'll see you guys next video.